People think it's very easy for me because I don't gain weight. I also went through a bit of a transformation in myself because I was underweight. You look very skinny. I used to be very, very skinny. The final got over around 11. Everyone started partying till 3, 4 in the morning. My slept early because he had to wake up for a workout. He wakes up, goes to the gym, and he only finds... Exactly. You unapologetically mention that human being or whatever. And it could be as slight as running half a second faster than someone else and being as fit on the field so you can take the catch.
Welcome, Aman Malhotra, to the first episode of ROHFIT Laidback. How are you doing, brother?
Doing amazing, man. Honestly, it feels great to finally be on the ROHFIT Live pod, and now, especially the new series, ROHFIT Laidback. I love the set. I'm loving the vibe. I just can't wait to have a fun conversation. How are you doing, bro?
Lovely, bro. Lovely. This past week has been crazy. But this setup, I think we are now have 2 new sets, labor of love. For us, it was like a full, 180-degree change from where we started. Matlab, literally, yahan kuch nahi tha. It was just an open glass panel.
Right.
And, because, our crazy common love for cinematography and films and being behind the camera, and for you being in front of the camera, which we'll get into.
Yep.
But no, yaar, it's been fun building this with the team, ourselves, lots of iterations, mad stuff. तेरे क्या हाल भाई?
बहुत बढ़िया, bro, because I've touched wood. I'm in a phase where I am getting the kind of work that I want to do. Still, there's a long way to go, but I'm just keeping my head down and just trying to work hard. I know that I have transformed from where I was maybe a couple of years ago. One thing that I've taken from this time is I just have to be patient. I just need to believe in myself and hope that yes, my hard work will pay off, and that's what I'm hoping for. And
Lovely,
that's what I'm
man.
just doing. That's why I'm just
Lovely.
focusing on work. That's
Lovely.
priority number 1.
Lovely.
And everything comes after. But I just want to honestly start by first talking about what you've built. Yeah, I mean,
Thank you so much.
Being a friend since a very long time and someone who's seen your journey with ROHFIT very closely, I can see that transformation, honestly, because I remember till last year you were absolutely just stuck like with the app, mostly with the tech side of it. So the launch event kept on getting delayed, and look at you now. You're starting your new series on YouTube.
Thank you.
And your app is out there. That reminds me, download the ROHFIT app now and kickstart your fitness journey.
Subtle plug, very subtle.
I mean, see, free branding for you
thank
always,
thank
bro.
you
I
so
mean,
much, brother.
for ROHFIT,
Thank you. Thank you so much. No, yaar, it's lovely. And
Yeah.
sorry to cut you off.
No, please.
But like, for those who don't have context, I know Aman since the past 7 years, and I think every single day of knowing him is a blessing. And I get the opportunity to call him my best friend because I feel like that वो vibe बैठती है यार. It's crazy because I think he appreciates the hard work that I put in. I really appreciate the hard work that he puts in, and you find yourselves in this common creative bubble where each of us are like focused towards our passion.
Absolutely.
And obviously while also being modest and appreciating each of our journeys. I think long way to go, but we have come far. Bro.
Pretty glad, man. I'm that's why I say I'm proud of you, because you've come a long way, and I've seen that journey, and I'm really, really happy to be a part of that journey in some or the other way. Because I honestly am a fan of your content, bro. Like,
Thank you so much.
I do have my suggestions, you know that, but what you're doing with your podcast, because it's not just like information. It's a lot of fun. The topics that you're taking is stuff that you don't usually talk about. You know, be it how to reduce overthinking, how to deal with anxiety, and at the same time you're talking about dating and relationships in 2024 as well. So it's you're keeping it light, you're keeping it to the point as well when it comes to the health side of it. And obviously your promotional videos, bro, they are pretty banging. I mean, also there's an actor who's in like most of your videos. Uska naam hai Aman Malhotra.
I know. Again, subtle plug.
Subtle plug once again. I am an attention seeker. I'm an actor, so that's how it is with me.
I think it's one thing that you have always given me is trust in my craft. Whenever we have collaborated, and literally dates back to the time where we had sat down to write our own short film. We're like, fuck it, short film likhte hain. And we tried. We are still iterating it. We are saying, let's see where that goes. But the beauty of when you said that I first want to be an actor, and when you said that okay, this is what I want to chase, this is what I want, you have not strayed from that path. Like you have like khada hai tu, matlab, and you're keeping on going with challenge, with creative differences, whether it's things you want to do, things you don't want to do. I see you. Bhai, dharma ki picture milegi tere ko for sure. Make it manifested here, bro.
I always am, to be honest, because that is the big dream, yaar. Why I have not looked back again is because I've tried everything. Bro, I am a finance graduate. I have worked in a corporate, and it's just within the first 3 months of me working, I was working as an analyst. I realized that this is not for me. This space is not for me. I'm not meant for this. I still tried it out for about 6 months of sorts, and then I just quit, and I've never looked back. This was in 2021, I think. But the fact is that it's just something that I love doing so much that I'm okay to let go of everything else. It keeps me. If you love your work, I think it's the biggest blessing, man, out there.
For sure.
You're not bored 24/7, and similar goes for you, because you are doing something you're so passionate about.
Right.
And like that video that you made, you are so creative. You know which video I'm talking about. It's the Deadpool.
Yeah, the Deadpool.
Into Spider-Man, whatever video. And it is the highest viewed
video on the channel.
On the channel for a reason. I mean, because you put in that effort, right? And that's what I also, because I love my work, I want to work on myself at the same time, because being an actor, you have to keep your eyes open all the time. You have to just make sure you observe, because you never know that when you're playing a certain character, it might help at that time.
Right.
So that is something that I always make sure I do. But yeah, kudos to you. And when I say you, I think I mean the entire team.
The people behind.
I think,
shout out to the team behind the camera.
I'm going to name them as well. Pooja, Nikhil, Yuvraj. I think they are just fantastic. So yeah, really proud of you guys.
Lovely. Honestly, when you said this thing about you kind of following your heart after dropping your job and kind of going for that thing, that pivot point.
Yeah.
That pivot point is so important. And for a lot of people, it's often like, nahi yaar, I'm feeling trapped in this. I don't feel it yet. A lot of times, it's the other side that wins, because this side has too much risk.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh shit. And when I think the team members, sitting behind the camera, they went through exactly that junction in their life where they're just like, okay, I'm gonna take the leap. I'm gonna take the leap of faith, and I'm gonna just jump. And they come up with some of the most creative ideas, with whether it's ROHFIT, whether it's any of the other projects that we work on, and too many more actually. And I feel like that's what this whole concept is. The reason I wanted to start ROHFIT Laidback was because there is so much that if you're sitting and following a format that you can't discuss. And it's less about, discussing certain things about wellness, health. Yes, the overarching theme is that. But the focus here is experiences.
Yeah.
Meri experience, tumhari experience. every walk of life that you come from, the crazy quirks, the personalities that you have, the interactions that you have, the mind-blowing stories that you might have experienced in your life, all of that makes up a person.
100%.
And that is only enjoyed when you're laid back. Like discussing all of that when you're just like chilling and sitting. And I feel like that's the beauty of, every time that we hang out. Like, bahut chill hai. And
you don't make yourself feel like you're working.
100%.
This is the conversation we might have at home or even at dinner or whatever.
Literally, roll karne pehle like I'll pass out.
Like seriously, it is very comfy. It is a vibe that you enjoy and want to be a part of.
Right.
And yes, one question I just want to ask you, because we're talking about transformation and you've made it clear. How did you do this, bro? Like, I just want to know because honestly, मुझे नहीं लगा था तुझसे हो पाएगा, bro. I'm kidding. किसी को नहीं लगा था तुझसे हो पाएगा, bro. I just want to know it's a serious question. How did it start for you? Like, how did ROHFIT start?
I think it was during COVID. And I feel like a week prior to COVID, actually, the lockdown, everything getting into the whole thing.
Yeah.
There was a sudden surge of influencers.
Correct.
Because now that is your job. Your job is virtual world. And suddenly, day after day, you're getting this news of somebody listens to an influencer and injures their knee. Somebody listens to an influencer, gets a vitamin C overdose. Again, not going after influencers. But I realized that there is a market gap. Why is it that the first time that you're ever dealing with any wellness or health problem, your first instinct is Google pe search karta ho.
Yeah.
It's not like call a doctor, call a physiotherapist, call a nutritionist, call this. Google pe search karta ho. And then you're going down a rabbit hole of people who already are, picking up information that is already there, rehashing it and giving it in a manner that sells.
That's what I'm saying. It is a genuine problem, bro. That I think that's what you came and told me that, listen, I'm trying to solve this problem, and I still think it's a problem.
It still is.
I think this is about 2 to 3 years back, but we still have situations where like, I don't know how to deal with this. I'll just Google it, and Google is like 10 solutions. Most of them are like,
most of them marne wale ho tum.
Simply put, yeah. But then comes ROHFIT, being this mediator of sorts between health professionals out there and an audience who's genuinely in need.
I think, and it was a crazy journey from finding the first person, kind of telling them the idea, getting them on the podcast.
Yeah.
Nowhere as close as this, what it is now.
I think this is a good start, bro.
But at first, even I didn't know how to traverse it. Because I'll tell you the original idea of this, and which would be a big slap in the face. The original idea and the first iteration of ROHFIT is just like wellness professionals nahi, main sabko advice dunga. and then my co-founder, my partner, he came to me like idhar, and he's just like, kahan hai tere degrees? Kahan hai tere certifications? And that was like a big eye opener and big reality check to understand that no, this cannot be done just by one single person. It has to be done by hordes and hordes of people who have so much experience. I'm like, क्या नहीं खुल गया है? Puppy yoga से लेके aerial yoga, मतलब there's everything. And because there are so many facets to uncover, so many facets to explore, you're just sitting and just like, आज अगर ये मेरे लिए नहीं चल रहा है, let me try something else. And I'm okay trying something else.
Right.
Because for like a common friend of ours, I won't take his name, but he deals with like, say, an issue, and he swears by homeopathy.
Right.
It works for him.
Right.
दूसरों के लिए नहीं ठीक हो लिया. But it works for him. And that's what the main vision with this was, ki find your own comfort.
Right.
In treating yourself.
Correct.
Do it with love, do it with patience. It's not going to be a one pill popping kind of thing. It's going to be a journey.
Yeah.
And that's how kind of ROHFIT came to be.
Sweet, man.
Lovely. Getting to the...
He doesn't brand himself as much as he should, which is why I asked him this question, because bro, people don't know about this. You always, I mean, it's 20% you, 80% of
Other
the
people,
guest.
yeah.
But I just wanted to put it out there that you're a talented boy.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
brother. Finally, getting to the meat of the podcast, which is
go.
you, my brother.
Which is me, okay.
Yes, and honestly, this one, this one's gonna have a funny title. So, without context, I'm just gonna start off with the first topic.
Okay.
Is that you have a crazy metabolism. You have literally. I'm gonna give this insight. Ki every Saturday night we have like this boys' night where we chill, we play games, we have.
Don't spill the beans, bro.
we have FIFA
Let's
nights.
keep that for another podcast, bro.
We have FIFA nights.
Yeah.
And bro can eat like there's no tomorrow, but still hold a shape that is Hollywood respectable. Like honestly, I respect your physique and I respect the work that you put in also, but genetics ka koi to khel hai, bro.
See, I'm just gonna say that people eat to live. I live to eat, and that's about it.
That's very, very well put.
Really?
That's very.
It's just that no. Okay, I am blessed with this problem. यार कि मैं नहीं. I don't gain weight.
यार भाई
It's
कभी-
very tough for me to gain weight. So I don't know what to say to this. I do enjoy my burgers, my rolls or whatever it is that we usually order. But it's more to do with the fact that I can eat, but I don't misuse that. I don't take it for granted.
He still works out like
I am working
still-
out 5 days if not 6. So because I want to keep that routine.
Mhm.
I want to be healthy. I want to be fit. Yeah. Because it's very important. You cannot just hog on junk every day. It's Monday to Friday. Obviously, you got to eat the same things. You got to eat eggs for breakfast. You have to eat your protein, carbs, and your fat also have to be in balance. And that's what I try to do. Occasionally, my cheat meals do come into the picture, but I think that's okay. If you can afford to, खा सकते तो खाओ.
Maybe that's also the thing. Like we see it, say only on the weekend, but
Yeah.
maybe like you're keeping track of your other meals throughout
Or
the
you,
week.
you can't survive on junk. Your system will it'll fade very faster.
Very true, very true.
So yeah.
And honestly, like today, because we are at such a stage that we live in India, man. Come on, like every street food culture, the stalls, the cow gully,
tempting, bro.
it's very tempting. And we often find ourselves to be like, "Acha, theek hai, long day. Hai. Let me treat myself. Let me do this. Let me do that." And a lot of times, it's like giving into that mental,
Yeah.
I wouldn't even want to call it weakness, but mental voice.
Right.
Rather than being like, okay, no, I can actually reach somewhere by just substituting this and eating. Because for a long time, we had this craze, we used to sit, I used to count my calories, still do. And we used to actually follow this bodybuilding program.
Bodybuilding,
And, we kind of delved very deep into it, understanding your macros and workout routines, reverse pyramid, pata nahi kya. But
And I'm still kind of following it.
and he's still following it. And honestly, again, whatever works for you, but boiling it down to having that balance, which sometimes I don't see people having. I was one of them for the longest time.
Yeah.
And that kind of pivot, that change and that shift happened around 10 years back.
Yeah.
And because it's a big reality check when you see age catch up, and it's a tough pill to swallow.
100%.
So you gotta take care.
Of course. I also went through a bit of a transformation in myself because I was underweight at a point
Right.
in my life. So I had to do a little more. People think it's very easy for me because I don't gain weight. Yeah, it is true. It is a blessing, but at the same time, you don't gain weight, so it's not easy for you to look fit or look nice. You look very skinny. I used to be very, very skinny. So I was around 48, 49 kgs. Now I'm 61, 62. So it's taken me a while, and it's taken me proper dedication and following the boring every day of eating the same thing. You don't want to, maybe you can skip, but you don't. So that phase definitely comes in and it should come pretty regularly, that you're following that discipline. I
Right.
think discipline is
Unmatched.
unmatched, bro. 100%.
Unmatched. And again, coming to segue from that, you have some greats as your idols when it comes to
Exactly.
to whether it's fitness or diet or food or just the general lifestyle. I think you would never stop till the last day of your life talking about the two greats, which is Kohli and CR7,
100%, bro.
Ronaldo. And the fun fact is just like another insight is that he has these motivation reels ready to show us, and the entire group on the weekends, and it's crazy to see sometimes pick up some notes from their mentality. If from each of them you had to pick up one mental note or one thing or one aspect of their personality that really drives you, like you can pick that up and use that as your motivation every single day, what would it be?
So I think there'll be a common one for both of them, and hands down, that is their discipline. I have one story to share here. So one of my family friends was staying in the same hotel as the Indian cricket team after they had won the Asia Cup in 2022. It was Kohli's comeback season. I think he had scored a century after like 3-4 years, and it was his first T20 century, and they had won the tournament. The final got over. Around 11. Everyone started partying till 3-4 in the morning. My family friend slept early because he had to wake up for a workout. He's also pretty disciplined. He wakes up, goes to the gym, and he only finds one person working out there, and that is Virat Kohli. You won the tournament, but the next day I can't let this slip off. Let the world, whatever is happening out there, whatever is happening, I don't care. I will maintain my routine. I will do the boring every day to make sure that I still remain the best.
Right. And I feel that's the common factor that you mentioned between the two of them, because
Exactly.
I know, like, even though I'm a Messi fan.
So I just want to say that exactly, you
I'm
unapologetically mention that human being or alien's name, whatever.
only
And
bringing that up because I like Messi.
I mean, sure, I want to spice you up about Messi and about the comparison, but I'm mentioning him only because, on one side, you have natural ability for sure. Messi has, Messi has that. Messi has those skills that have been, I think, are natural to him. But on the other hand, sure, Ronaldo is talented, but I think it's 90% discipline, being able to work on yourself every day in order to rule the sport, and that's what he's done. Okay. It's his unwavering determination and the confidence that he has in himself. There was an interview that he might have given in the early stages of his career when he was playing for United. A lot of people were present and were asked that, who do you look up to? Everybody said Maradona, Ronaldinho, Beckham. Ronaldo said himself, I said me, I am the best.
Right.
Because that's the mentality that he goes with. And I think that's the second point, having that GOAT mentality, which is another common factor between Ronaldo and Kohli. They want to make sure that they are the hero of that particular game. They want to make sure that they help the team win the game. That's the ultimate goal.
And honestly, yes, because I'm a Messi fan and there would be a sense of bias, but outright respect to that man. Because I have followed his journey. I have seen where he started off. There's still that video of him, cleaning the streets. There's that and it does give you chills no matter who you support in the sport. But there is so much, it's this quote that I live by. It's called "Sic Parvis Magna," which is a Latin quote which translates to greatness from small beginnings. Actually, I want to get a tattoo of that also. But
interesting.
The beauty of that is that's that's exactly that. It's the best example. And yes, respect to him, respect to his discipline when it comes to fitness, when it comes to, as you said, doing the boring every day. You can't replace that. And, when you mention, these greats in the sport, and you mention, whether it's Kohli, whether it's Ronaldo, and you mention that they do put in the work, there is no substitute to it.
There's no alternative to hard work, bro.
Yeah.
And that's what they show every day. And when I say that they call themselves the best, it's not with an attitude of being pompous or just showing off. They truly believe in it because they're not thinking about anyone else. They're not saying that I am better than him. They're just saying that I am the best.
Correct.
And that's what I love, bro, about them.
That's
what I go with. I need to tell myself that I'm the best, so you can be the best. If you don't think like that, you won't be like that.
And it's not out of, outrightly targeting anyone. It's not outrightly putting anybody down, but
maybe Messi sometimes.
Such an ass. But yeah, I mean, like, you need to realize that a lot of the times that willpower or that hope comes from you lifting yourself up. And that fact that you mentioned, that these guys coming from whichever beginnings, even Kohli, when that story that he keeps mentioning, that I looked at myself in the mirror and I'm like, are you the captain of the Indian cricket team? Are you a cricketer? And that put in so much context into, okay, that pivot point, that transformation, that shift in mindset. And now look at him.
And it's the best part is that it's only for the result in the game.
Right.
And it could be as slight as running half a second faster than someone else and being as fit on the field so you can take the catch. What Surya did for us in the T20 World Cup final.
Mad.
That is that can only happen with practice and being that fit, so you can reach for it and do what he did there. I think hats off to them, hats off to Kohli for
unmatched.
ruling the. And now, by the way, I think you know this. He is one of the reasons why cricket is going to be a sport in the 2028 Olympics.
Oh wow!
He is one of the reasons because I think the chairman of the International Olympic Committee spoke about his fan following. That LeBron James, and he mentioned a couple of other people as well, and he said that the following of these people put together is not as much as Kohli.
Right.
Because he has, I think, 330 million followers on Instagram, and
correct.
So he takes the sport globally, which is something, and the power to do that. I think Ronaldo did the same for Portugal. Before him, I think Portugal would never even qualify for the semis, or it used to be very tough for them. They were not a good side. But I think after Ronaldo came in, he changed a lot of things for the betterment of his country and his team. Yeah.
100%. Because, you see these, I would call them greats. And yes, because they have that steadfast day in, day out, no matter what the world is kind of saying. And, it comes after a time. A lot of us need to build out that mental strength and that mental ability to shut out the noise, which is so bugging sometimes. Because, talking about physical health, mental health also plays a very, very big role. Emotional health plays a very big role. And you have these people who are, day in, day out there on the front of everybody's screen in the world.
If it was just ordinary and easy to do that, I don't think they would be one in a million, or they would be Virat Kohli and Cristiano Ronaldo. That's only because they have that ability in them. It's not easy for us. I find it very tough. Sometimes I'm just trying to get as much inspiration and try to apply the same things that they do in my life to become the best version of myself. So it's only that they can. It's only that they can motivate us more and more. That's what they're doing for so many people around the world.
For sure. This is like a segue that I want to take, the point that I made in the last segment. And that is, I was going to take a little detour. And I didn't mention this earlier on while we were planning this episode. But in this moment, however you're feeling emotionally, no bars hold. If you want, we'll cut it out. I just want you to get into the deepest part of like your inner mental workings at this moment in this time and just ask you this one question. How are you feeling, brother?
If this is what laid back means, then guys, just be aware. No, I'm kidding. See, bro, I growing up, I was definitely an introvert. You know, I used to shy away from everything. Like even talking to people used to be tough. I used to be very underconfident. Maybe I don't know. I was sweet. I was obedient or whatever. But then, मैं खुल नहीं पाता था. Maybe at home because I was surrounded by people that I'm comfortable with, but बाहर नहीं हो पाता था मुझसे. या किसी आदमी के साथ जिसको मैं नहीं जानता हूँ. Now, acting has done wonders for me in that aspect because I'm being able to emote much more, and that's why I'm saying this, because it's not a problem for me, bro. I can talk about anything. That's fine.
Right.
I don't shy away. I don't shy away from saying that I don't cry. I cry. I mean, it is a rule of patriarchy which says that men don't cry, but you can. I mean, as an actor, I have to. It is my job to be able to communicate, sympathize with the character, communicate to the audience what I wanna really talk about, and just have that confidence. I'm not gonna say that I don't have my days, bro. I don't feel like getting up and doing anything. I'm just in bed. And we do face those kind of days. I think that is a common thing that everybody goes through. It's just about how fast you're getting back on your feet.
Right.
And if your work helps you to do that, it's even better. Most of the time, it's me who is talking to myself, honestly, and just motivating. Like you said, I can. It's only me who can lift myself up and be better.
Right.
And I want to in a room full of people. I want to be the one who entertains and puts a smile on someone's face instead of. I know there are problems. People deal with the same by talking to other people, by venting. I'm not like that. I like to have my own space, get on with my problem, and try and solve other people's problems just by being entertaining. Yeah, that's.
And I think like that's a brilliant takeaway because personally I'm quite the opposite. I think, and again you would have this complaint with me as well. I do take life seriously a lot of the times because.
But he's partying every night. He wants to have a FIFA night 5 days of the week. नहीं होता वैसे भाई.
It's fun.
But it is fun. No shit. It's fun. I'm gonna cuss, bro, but it's like, fuck off. You can't do that. Not that good.
Yet you show up at my house every fucking time.
Not every time.
It's a lie, guys. But no, because a lot of times my family also mentioned that because of certain mishaps, because of certain things, that certain mistakes I've done, and I'm not going to shy away from it because they are some that I have had to face very, very directly, and you're aware, which
and that's for another episode, guys.
That's for another episode.
Yeah,
but
I'll be back.
But yeah, a lot of times they mention that, hey, you've lost your smile and you've lost your spark, and a lot of times you guys played a big role in kind of getting that back, getting that big thing to just take away from you, which is don't take life so seriously. And that was a lovely aspect which again ties into you uplifting yourself whenever you're down, and that is something that people should take away from either this episode or from you as a guest, because nahi hota yaar hamesha. It gets too tiring. It gets too fucking exhausting.
It is 100%. Happens with me as well, and at the same time I have you guys to lift me up if I'm feeling low, because I honestly have the best time with you guys.
Right.
So even though problem hai, solution hai. It's spending time with you guys. It's just chilling with you guys. And yeah, I'm glad I've seen that journey. I've seen those mistakes happen in front of my eyes. I'm glad you're in a good space now and you're doing some crazy work.
Thank you.
Kudos.
Enough of the sappy shit.
Yeah, अभी मैं ऐसा ही हूँ यार, क्या बोलूं. But it's you see that Shahrukhness came, you know, when you talk about emotion, you talk about
Brilliant segue to the next point. We're getting into the Shahrukh segment.
Shahrukh segment now. Okay, I knew that's coming because
This is actually the second time we're recording this, guys.
second time we're recording. I don't have that much time to give to ROHFIT.
Yeah, admit. But
I'm kidding.
you know, coming back to the man who needs no introduction, you know, Shah Rukh Khan. I feel like why I feel this segment is the most fun yet the most you know, personality opening segment for me in terms of you as the guest, because you are head over heels over that guy, and so am I, to be honest. I mean, I saw this guy, you know, you like 6 years ago, 7 years ago, and since the beginning that man has been your biggest inspiration. That guy for you moves mountains, and I couldn't agree more, because I genuinely want to start this segment just by one of his quotes that I saw in like an interview recently, which was, "I am not Shah Rukh Khan. I'm the man working for Shah Rukh Khan." And that just blows your mind open, because you're just sitting there and thinking like, this man, years and years of him building his fan following from just this guy who had come to this city with a hope and a dream. And in fact, like off late, we were having, I just had a podcast with our friend Avirat, and he mentioned that scene from that song. He talks about him walking that promenade and saying like, this is where I'll build my life. And that for me just puts so much into perspective for the kind of man he has become, and still keeping it steady after millions and millions of people screaming his name under his building every single year on his birthday. I mean, no bars hold. What does that man mean to you?
I first of all can't stop smiling because that's the kind of impact he has, bro. I'm so grateful to him. I'm doing what I'm doing because of him. Yes, he is the brand Shah Rukh Khan. He is a king. He's the conqueror. He is truly the last of the stars, bro. What he means to me, bro. The impact that he has on my life is unmatchable, bro. It's unreal. It just started off me watching his films as a 5-year-old, 6-year-old. My family was pretty fond of him, I think. So they used to only make me watch his films. Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum, Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, Veer Zara, Kal Ho Na Ho. Only the first half, because the second half is heart shattering, bro. It's not easy to watch that. Someone you love so much, you plus his name is Aman in the film.
Yeah.
So it's even worse. But yeah, so I just wanted to do what he's doing. I was absolutely a fanboy. And that's what I thought acting is. I mean, for the next couple of years, I was just doing what he did. I got an ad as an 8-9-year-old for a TV channel brand. And I had a bet with someone else in that ad, and I lost the bet. And the bet, what I had to give to him, what do you say that? I want to take that word. The bet.
Like the...
I'll cut this part out. When you lose the bet, what do you give? A reward.
No, not reward.
Guys, एक word होता है यार. क्या होता है word? अच्छा छोड़. So and I had to give him the toy, that a transformer toy, and the reaction that I gave was,
Picture abhi baki hai mere dost.
You know, the head movement that Shah Rukh.
The head tilt, yeah.
And I'm doing that as a 8-year-old. क्योंकि मुझे लगता है वही acting है. But when I grew up, I started watching all his films. I started listening to other people talk. I realized that that's not just it. But I still wanted to do the same thing. I still wanted to be on screen, entertaining other people.
Right.
The way he does, the way he emotes, the way I wanted to be as cool as he is. I wanted to be as charming as he is, as loving as he is. And that's what I'm going to come to next. He has taught us how to love, bro. In my dating, when I started dating, he was again the biggest inspiration because, again, him along with Yash Chopra or
They
Karan
put up
Johar.
magic on a screen, man. They put up magic.
I think we recently watched Veer Zara.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna come to that because watching that in the theater, obviously, like I didn't get a chance to watch that in the theater earlier on. I had watched it at home,
Same.
but when you see the kind of heart that man acts with, sometimes it doesn't feel like it's humane to see, because you haven't seen that in person. You haven't seen anybody in your daily life or your real life having those kind of delivery of emotions. Like tomorrow, why? And again, I'm repeating Avirat's words, which is just like, no girl sees him as Shah Rukh Khan. A girl sees him as a boyfriend.
Yeah, bro.
No mother sees him as Shah Rukh Khan. Mother sees him as a son. He is the idealistic, perfect character.
And he started as a villain.
And he started, and he wanted to do stunts.
I think, yeah, exactly.
He wanted to do stunts.
He wanted to do action that he's doing now that he got to do last year.
Exactly.
But then Yash Chopra came and changed his life, changed his entire image. I mean, I think he was destined to.
Because that's the thing, like he wanted to do something else, but he was like clearly found his calling. And even though like that's something his heart wanted, like he wanted to do stunts. That's why, like I was watching like the behind the scenes of DDLJ, and he's just like, I want to put in this fight scene. That fight scene wasn't originally there.
Yeah, it wasn't there.
I want to put in this fight scene because he was so adamant on trying, the aspect of the stunts.
Correct.
But his expressions and, as you mentioned, his charm and
It's like, honestly, I love the way he does. I try to be that sweet, kind guy, because that's what he's done in his films.
Right.
He is that charmer. He is just the sweetest guy ever.
and no denying that man.
And he shows pure love that is not a thing in this generation, but still, it's whoever meets him always says the fact that I respect him more now. I love him. I've met him once. I mean, I went for one of his TED Talk shows, so he was hosting, and then I just got to shake his hand, but I've not gotten the chance to meet the man.
One thing I didn't know about you, I've known you for so many years.
Yeah. This was I think I was 17, so a long time back. But I'm manifesting right now on this podcast that I want to work with him. I'm putting it out there
Lovely.
because he's been the biggest inspiration for me, and that's where that how to put this. He's given me a purpose,
Lovely.
something to chase after, something to go after, something to chase, and I want to dream like he does. I want to, even if whenever I pass Mannat, it's a different feeling. So after he became an inspiration, now I call him this higher power, bro. But even when I visit Mannat, I do it like pretty often. There's always 20-25 people standing there, and being just hopeful. That's just a happy moment.
He would
That's
come
all I
out
feel.
and
Yeah.
just wave.
And why I'm calling him that higher power, because I know it's not just me. It's those 20 people. It's the 2-3 billion people out there in the world who feel like that for him.
That's true.
And I just hope he keeps inspiring more and more people. Yeah.
For sure.
My child will be a Shah Rukh Khan fan.
Lovely.
100%.
Lovely putting that out there on this podcast. But yeah, I mean, it's great when you see a person like him who outrightly accepts the challenges and the boons that have come with the legacy that he's built. And now that you see his children, the younger generation, kind of take forward,
Absolutely.
you have it's like a mantle that he's passing on, but he's like, no, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. And then you see like, grand performances after grand performances keep coming. And then, connecting that back to you and just kind of ending off this segment on that note is that the minute you see somebody who puts in his blood, sweat, time, everything, that every inch of him.
He doesn't eat, he doesn't sleep, he does weird.
Yeah.
He thinks if you want success, then you should not eat, you should not you should not party a lot, give up everything else, give up sleep, and you'll be successful. That's his mantra according to the life that he's been through. That's what he tells everybody. And he also says that if you can't do that, then that's fine, because maybe you don't want to be successful, and I'm jealous of you. He's just
Damn.
maybe he's that's his mentality. That's what he feels, that work is worship. That's it. There's nothing else that comes in the way.
Lovely.
And his hard work has obviously paid off. We can like pretty much
Right.
talk about him the entire day.
Right.
You
And
should move on from Shah Rukh Khan.
and
Even though I wouldn't like that, but still, sorry.
we'll definitely have a different podcast episode
Or
just for that.
Just for him.
But
Maybe on his birthday.
maybe on his birthday.
Coming soon.
Just like tag him. Hope he sees it. Big plans.
Big plans,
But coming back to your journey, your vision, your future plans. I have seen you just give impeccable performances, doing theatre, doing drama. A man here has performed in Prithvi Theatre, which I feel is like a big milestone.
That's how this year started for me, and I just couldn't have asked for something better.
I think it was so grand. Like the whole performance was so grand. And I hope you do another one. I hope you do it on a much larger scale, NCPA next time.
Oh, it'll again manifesting it.
But coming from that point, and like obviously you can choose your answer with a grain of salt. On stage or in front of the camera, what would you choose?
See, bro, there are two sides of a spectrum, honestly. One is it just encapsulates you in the moment. You're so present. You're having so much fun. Rehearsals, tech runs, just being with feels like family.
Yeah.
Just you're spending so much time together, doing what you love. So it's a really good atmosphere to do stage acting. But again, when you're working in front of the camera, first of all, you can't lie. You can't lie to the camera. आप stage पे फिर भी संभाल लेते हो. When you're in front of the camera, आप झूठ नहीं बोल सकते. Sure, you have retakes, but I don't consider that too much of an advantage, because there are 100, 200 people on set working so hard to make sure that you give that one shot right. And if you don't know your line, or if you're not smooth, if you're not rehearsed, if you're just low on energy, it will show instantly, and it'll just be like, यार इन्होंने इतना सारा काम किया, अभी इनके वजह से मैं इनका टाइम वेस्ट कर रहा हूँ. So I don't like to give too many takes, but that is the difference. Now you can't lie, and you can save it off, and it's fun. But the bottom line, if I want to be as straightforward, एक आपको प्रेप करता है, आपको तैयार करता है, और एक आपका घर चलाता है, आपके बिल्स पे ऑफ करता है.
Well put.
Stage doesn't pay.
Well put.
To have the kind of life you want. It's the truth. But
Right.
it's okay, because अगर आप जिंदगी के लिए तैयार हो जाते हो, then you can conquer anything. And it's not just about, you become a better actor. You do when you're on stage, but it's also how you handle a crowd, how you engage an audience, how you get so confident as a person. You learn about leadership, about time management. कभी-कभी बहुत fast जा रहा होता है play, you have to slow the pace. कभी-कभी बहुत boring हो रहा होता है, so you make sure कि you
It's a very improvised kind of
for sure.
art.
I have been in a play where I was on stage without an exit. I was on stage for about 2 hours. It was called Rohegi Manu Yaad Karke. It's the same play that Avirat
I think one of the best
wrote and
plays I
directed.
have seen.
Thank you
of
so
yours.
much. Thank you. And it's an amazing space to be in. But oh yeah, I want to go back to stage. Trust me. Now I'm doing most of my work in front of the camera, but I want to go back to stage. I want to do a play because it's I miss that 100%. And if I had to choose one, I would pick camera acting. Even though it's tougher, I think I wanted to be on screen since I was 5, so I truly want to be there.
Right. Which
Even though stage is amazing.
leads me to another subtle plug. My man's ad is recently running and taking rounds all on Hotstar, on YouTube. Your ad with Mivi.
Yeah.
And a lot of the team behind the camera also, they mentioned that seeing you, like, since you worked with us on so many projects,
Yeah.
just seeing you captivate the screen,
Yeah.
like just expressions. And for those who haven't seen the ad, please go give it a watch.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And to see that kind of experience, you traveled for that. How did your mental state kind of take all of that in? Because I feel like that is a big step that got the ball rolling, that kind of put a lot of things into perspective, and how does that then craft your future plans?
So I've been pretty fortunate that I'm getting the kind of work that I'm getting. I'm very, very grateful for this opportunity and a few other things that are in the pipeline. And I can't wait for everybody to see it. But every project that I get, I make sure to A, give my 110%. B, to just have fun at the same time, because otherwise it's not worth it.
Right.
I'm doing this because I love the profession. I love the art.
Correct.
So you please enjoy yourself. So I don't like to be very serious all the time. I try to be as chill as I can. And I'm just using it as a product that I've as a part of a project that I've been in order to get other projects. I want every ad out there. I want everything that I do. I want it to be for a reason, in order to take my future ahead. Because I have big dreams. Honestly, if I talk about my vision, I want to be the biggest entertainer in the industry. I want to be the most versatile actor out there. It's going to take time. It's not going to be that easy. And I think that's something that I have learned also in the past few years. Because I had a phase where I'm like, I'm not working at all. मैं क्या ही करूं? There was no. That's when I've got a little bit into content creation for my own page, for a certain other page as well. But ultimately, the goal is to make it on the big screen, to work with other filmmakers out there, to do projects that have that kind of audience that I can impact with my performance. And yes, it's taken that patience. It's taken that time. I've become more patient as a person, I think so. I've become much more confident, because I think that a lot of when you're working, you're happy. When you work more, you get more confident. That's the process. I wanted to be that entertainer all my life. When I was a kid, I used to only emote through dancing and entertaining and putting up a skit or something. Not because, sure, it made me feel good, but I saw those faces, always lit up when I'm performing.
Right.
And I am maybe an attention seeker, I love that creative attention. Honestly, it makes me feel really good because I'm creating that kind of impact. I was very underconfident. As I said, I was an introvert. So now I've come to a stage where I just want to do good. Like I said, want to affect people in that way. Make someone's day. And that's what we're trying to do. That with the health and wellness
Lovely.
space.
True.
I'm very, 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 very proud of the work that you're doing. So good to be here, honestly. I have bigger dreams. I want to be part of those films. I want you guys to be on my screening. I want all of that. I want to bring those old OG pure love films that Shah Rukh used to do. Because I think it's all action, or horror comedy. Stree to what it's done is outstanding.
Outstanding.
But again, I want to change that. I want to bring back the old days. I want to do a cute love story which relates with people in this generation. And
Still have that essence of
you know,
of the olden.
of the old Bollywood. I think that's missing.
For sure.
Something else like I'd like to change is I don't want people to just see a movie just because it's earning 200, 300 crores. I think that's what happened with Stree. Critical acclaim, I don't think has a meaning today. The definition of success is only based on numbers, which which is why because Tamasha is said to be a flop because it didn't earn the money, but
Yeah.
it's a cult movie now.
Correct.
Like one of our favorites, Andaz Apna Apna, didn't do shit in the theaters, and it's become a cult movie, and people only watch it on
OTT.
OTT. Because you have that option now. Earlier there wasn't even an option, so maybe that's why certain films were given that critical acclaim, and even though it didn't work on the box office. Films like Udaan or Lutera. I want to change that. I want to bring back the time where I can also do such characters and such films, and maybe have a cult following someday. I also want an Instagram fan page. All these things, you know, Aman Malhotra's fan page.
बनेगा
नहीं
बनेगा
वो तो ठीक है, but
नहीं
it's just what
you're on the path. Just
it's a what do you say, guilty pleasure. If you have something like that.
you're on the path and you are gonna reach there. Just a matter of time.
Thank you. Means a lot, bro. I think it's a good start. Being on my first sitting with you on the ROHFIT Life pod. I had a great time, honestly. Like we always do. I didn't feel like again work. It's just this is how we talk.
This is
at
how we
home
talk
also,
normally.
At home or if you're going for dinner. यही होता है. And I hope you do much more episodes like this. मेरे जैसा नहीं होगा कोई guest, but it's just that
That's true.
I
You're
wish you all the
unmatchable,
best.
bro.
I wish. Thanks, man. I wish you all the best, and thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. And if you have any closing thoughts, if you really want to kind of plug the stuff that you're doing, excite people in terms of the projects that are coming up, stage is yours, bro.
I think just follow me on Instagram. I think that's all I can.
I will
say, 'cause
put in the.
I would not be able to
Instagram
explain
handle.
that much about everything that I'm doing. It's gonna come out very soon, and I hope people like it.
Mhm.
I'm sure like the way they're gonna like this podcast as well. So yeah.
Right.
Ending statements, Mr. Rohan Raghani.
I think this was a roller coaster of an episode.
Spoke about so much, bro.
For a lot of things that were discussed, and I would definitely want you back for another one, maybe at a later stage, at a later point.
उसमें हम सो के करेंगे.
Yeah, done.
हम सो के हम podcast करेंगे वो. ठीक है.
Done. Lovely having you here, bro. Lovely. Always a pleasure.
Thank you, man.
See you.